Hey guys, what's going on?
What's up? What's up?
It's Stephanie.
This is Andre.
And welcome to our live sessions on the podcast where we talk about different stories in the top box, headlines, and everything else. Man, I'm talking like I ain't got no sense.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. How is everybody doing? As you can see, I don't know if you can see, we have our Mandalorian shirts on.
Finale.
The finale's today.
Finale tonight.
So if you guys haven't had an opportunity to go check that out, please go check it out. If you're a big Mandalorian fan, if Disney fan, please go check it out because we saw the last episode with a little bit of a spoiler with red suits. Sad. Epic.
Sick
Ending.
Sick.
So if you guys have an opportunity, go check that out. But again, guys, don't forget to follow the latest episodes on the podcast. We are currently working on this week's episode. We're talking about resiliency. So we're going to be working on that this week and we're going to release it next week as well. Don't forget, we have a whole bunch of episodes coming out next week. So who are some of the episodes we've been working on? We spoke to Danielle Larios, who's the Cardi artist.
That's his episode's a week after.
Yeah, so his episode's about what, Andres?
It's about his he was born with a CHD.
Yes.
Which means a congenital heart disease.
So for him, this episode we focused on how he was able to really recover and use this particular disease as a way for awareness because he's been doing great art. And that we had a great experience talking with him. So following that, we have a children's author of a book called It's Not My Fault from Andrina Veit Cleveland. And her book focuses on substance abuse. So I had the opportunity to sit down with her. She explained the book. She gave this great presentation. So that's another great episode we have coming up. Mm-hmm. And then the next episode after that is I talked to a good friend of mine, Tiana Roman, who is a stroke survivor. So her oldest daughter also has been diagnosed with epilepsy. So we had a lot to talk about. There was a lot in common.
Yeah, so, she was diagnosed late in life also.
Late in life.
In her 30s. So
yeah, so that was really just crazy in itself. But those are some of the episodes we have coming up. Please don't forget to follow up and get those episodes on all platforms. Check out the past episodes. And don't forget about School Commute. And we have so many stuff going on, but let's get into the headlines. So, taxes. Ba-doom, ching.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on taxes? Yesterday was the deadline, and if you're doing it today, you're late. Just like,
yep.
Yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Yep. And it's funny because my mom went to her tax preparer and told her that her deadline is they extended the deadline to May 15th.
Lies.
So I went ahead and checked online and
hashtag fake news.
Yeah, the only deadline I see is if you live in New York and you are affected by a winter snowstorm between the dates of December 24th and December 28th, 2022. And if you live in those counties upstate New York that were affected, if you were, then you're able to extend it to May 15th. But so now she's late.
Yeah, you're late. You're late. So
she's late.
Hopefully, if you are able to get your taxes completed, if you can get to a tax pro or a tax professional, please make sure that you submit all your paperwork. There's going to be penalties now because now you are technically late. So hopefully y'all can get that settled and submit it in.
Yep.
So next on the agenda today is talking about the ban of TikTok. The ban of TikTok. What else is new? I think we've been talking about this for a while because remember the Chinese balloon that came over, the weather balloon.
Yeah.
And then they thought that had something to do with it. So the first state to really do the ban is Montana. So apparently what's happening right now, there's legislation that has been passed that's saying that it's barring use of TikTok going past state lines. So the first question I asked was like, so if I'm just driving through Montana,
is your phone gonna block? Is automatically blocked?
That was my question. That was my first thought, and I was just like, well, how's that gonna happen?
Right.
So, and then with penalties, they're looking at almost like $10,000 per violation. Like, espérate. So if I'm driving through and I happen to have my app on functioning, that I'm gonna get violated? How would they even track that? Like
Mm.
that to me, it's just so many different questions. But again, this is not the first time this has been going on with this trying to get TikTok banned. Like I just don't. I don't. Do you? What are your thoughts on this?
Ban it. I don't care.
Ban it.
To me, I don't care. Ban it.
No, but here's the thing, though. There's a video clip if you can bring that up. I have it here on here. That's a follow up. On it says, yeah, it's a good follow up video. Yeah, the follow up video, but the dangers of that ban. Just take a look at that because that to me,
the
like,
Democrats and Republicans that have introduced this legislation are trying to market it as something that it's not. It does ban TikTok. It makes it illegal for Americans to use TikTok, but it does a whole lot more than that. It gives power, unfettered power, to unelected bureaucrats in the Commerce Department to tell us what social media apps we are or are not allowed to use. It gives them access, unfettered access to our data, our browsing history, how we're using different apps on our phones. And it basically criminalizes the use of VPNs with some pretty serious consequences. And they're doing all this in the name of national security. Now, this sounds a whole lot like what we saw with the Patriot Act. We, as the American people, need to be smart enough to not fall into this trap again, where ultimately we have, again, people who took an oath to support and defend our Constitution, our civil liberties, our rights, but they are hell-bent on taking those rights away, and dangerously in this bill, the Restrict Act, not even allowing us to challenge their actions through our court system. This is a very serious bill that threatens the very foundation of our democracy and our God-given rights that are enshrined in the Constitution. And we cannot allow them to do this again.
You know what's even more scary? That co-signers like Lindsey Graham didn't even know they had co-signed on this bill. That these big decisions that are affecting our civil liberties and our freedoms are being decided by a bunch of staffers instead of actual senators. It was embarrassing and humiliating, and he should be embarrassed about that.
That he should be, and that is where we have to hold these elected leaders. They work for the people. We're the ones who get to hire and fire them, and we have to hold them accountable to do their job.
Yeah, I wish there were a lot more Tulsi Gabbards in there. Tulsi, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
It's great to talk to you.
Likewise.
Yo, see, well, this is what happens when you don't read your documents. Like I am an avid reader. Like anything that I sign, anything I look at, I read everything. I know that must be annoying, but I take my time. I look at things, I read things because I never know what I'm signing. I know the one
Listen,
time.
if they ban it, I don't feel bad. I do not feel bad.
Here's the thing.
People trying to make a quick buck, trying to become content creators, fine. You have other platforms. You have YouTube, you have Instagram, Facebook, but right now the quick one is TikTok.
Right.
And there's people that have millions of followers on all platforms, but I think TikTok was just the extra one, but the ones that are starting up, bro, stop. Just go somewhere else.
What do you mean?
No, to me personally, they're gonna ban it fine.
There are a lot of people that have depended on TikTok as one of the platforms that they have. Right.
It's a lesson learned. You can't depend on everything.
That's just life for you.
Now you're gonna have to find other sources of income. It's I'm sorry.
But the thing is that
TikTok is toxic.
Oh my God. Why you say it's toxic?
I don't know. Well, I'm not even gonna say it's toxic. I barely use TikTok anyway. Cause remember, TikTok started off as what's the other app? It was a music app. Anchorly, something like that. It starts with
no, wasn't
it was like sing-alongs and yeah, it was.
I'm not familiar with what you're talking.
But the fact is that the TikTok bought the app and pretty much converted it to what it is now. But like the whole fact that we're using this as more of entertainment while other countries are using it more for information,
for
educational purposes.
Right.
Here's
the thing. Okay. I have no beef with TikTok. I enjoy TikTok, the use of it like any other user. But the question is that if it's going to kind of put a damper on people's businesses and how they interact and how they, for me, I don't really find that the number of TikTok followers. What happened? You want your muffin? Hold on. I'll get your muffin. Hold on. Because I ate mine and I was like, hold on.
Yeah, I see my muffin.
Yo, bring the drink. Yo, bring me the drink.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry. So I think the
we're gonna crack open a cold one, a Lipton.
See, we're not promoting. But I think with TikTok, it's hard to kind of like settle into how the numbers make a point, right? If you have 1 million followers, how many of those followers are people that are going to buy your stuff? You know, algorithms, all these things. Like I don't know what's the turnaround for that. I don't know if you have 1 million followers, do 500 people like your stuff? If you have 1 million followers, do 10% follow you and interact and things like. I don't know. So if people are solely depending on TikTok, that you really can't solely depend on TikTok. That's what he's saying. Not that he's saying that's necessarily toxic, but there are purposes that people
don't depend on it.
Right. There are other
if you're trying to find that as your main source of income.
Yeah, try not to. Crack that open. But I'm saying that TikTok is not your only means of getting the information out there. So that's what we're saying. But it's unfortunate that other people that do depend on TikTok, that use their business and have it as a social, outlet and things of that manner. It's a little sad, and it makes a point that it takes away their amendment freedom, your freedoms in terms of being able to use this type of information and platform. So, but the other thing is going to follow up with is Italy is also trying to ban Chat GTP. So in our one of our episodes, we talked about how Chat GTP has some scary connotations because of what sentient behavior and so Italy is one of the first to kind of like ban ChatGPT. But I want you to tell me a little bit about what you showed me the other day, that now Descript, one of the editing production software that you use, that now they're going to be implementing like an ad software or something in addition to it. You got some crumbs on you, bro.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, we one of the apps that we used when I edit, I use multiple apps, but and one that kind of like takes out all the filler words that we use. When I use it, it's called Descript, and Descript is a transcribe software. At the same time, it edits your videos. It's becoming more than just a transcribing software.
Yeah.
So you could edit your videos. You could do anything in that app.
Yeah, I thought when you started using that software,
it was really cool.
Helpful, yeah,
it was really helpful. I haven't used it in a while. I'm still paying for it, every month. But when I do use it, it's very helpful. And now I just got an email this week, actually yesterday.
It was yesterday
that they're trying to because of the advancement of technology, they're trying to incorporate ChatGPT more like a teleprompter kind of thing.
Really?
Where you could tell it what you wanted to say and kind of help you like live stream. And it's I guess they're putting it to a positive use.
Okay.
But I don't see myself using it. So.
But here's the thing. The question is, will other countries follow suit? So now if Montana was the first to kind of ban TikTok, just another platform or just another software, the system for it to use, what other countries are going to go ahead and follow the bandwagon and be like, well, we're going to start with TikTok and then we're going to start with ChatGPT. So it's just like, who's going to follow suit, and how can we able to use the stuff we get if they keep banning everything? Not going to be able to do nothing.
Nope.
I'm not going to be able to do nothing.
Nothing.
But I think some of the things that we get concerned about is that, what is it about information that's being breached, right? When we think about TikTok in the beginning, right, with the Chinese weather balloon, a lot of it was about security threats. The White House thinks of it that they're not allowed to use it in their premises as well. Again, it's about access to information. Access to information is a lot. And ChatGPT is a platform that has access to the internet, has access to other means of information. So I guess they're pretty scared in how that information is being accessed. So the next topic I want to talk about is a mother that issues a warning that with the use of AI, it uses her teen daughter's voice for a kidnapping scam. So
that's crazy.
That's crazy, yo. So in the short synopsis, it seems like whoever was the crafty kidnapper, or however they used her voice from what she uses it on software, like Facebook or anything of that sort. They were able to use some sort of software to kind of
capture all her
and
capture her voice
and mimic it as if though she was being ransomed, literally for $1 million. Meanwhile, her daughter was safe.
She was on a ski trip.
She was on a ski trip, and she was actually safe. And she got this call from an unknown number, right? So because the mom was like, "Oh, she's on a trip," maybe it might have been an emergency, might have been her, but it wasn't the right her. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't her daughter. But there's a video clip from Good Morning America if you want to take a look at that, because that to me, I was like, that's insane.
We're going to turn now to a new scam using artificial intelligence to clone voices. One Arizona mother shared her story of a kidnapping hoax. It sounded all too real. Ariel Reshef here with the details. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you, George. We've reported on these kidnapping scams where a perpetrator falsely claims they're holding a loved one hostage and demands ransom. But this case is the latest eerie example of how criminals can use technology to manipulate your own voice or someone you love's to prey on your worst fears.
Yo, crafty.
This morning, an urgent warning from an Arizona mom who says she was the victim of a terrifying voice cloning hoax.
I just walked inside and started screaming for help.
Jennifer DeStefano says when she recently received a call from an unknown number, she almost didn't answer. But her 15-year-old daughter, Brianna, was on a skiing trip and she worried it could be an emergency. So she picked up.
And it's my daughter's voice crying and sobbing, saying, "Mom." And I'm like, okay, what happened? She's like, "Mom, these bad men have me. Help me, help me."
DeStefano says a man demanded ransom in exchange for Brianna. He didn't want a wire transfer, but instead told her he'd pick her up.
I started to wonder, like, if these people were, like, asking to track my mom and, like, pick her up, like, they could have obviously been, like, putting some information together to try and track me or some of my siblings to actually make this a reality.
Savvy.
So it definitely scared me.
Within minutes, they confirmed her daughter was safe. She says it was all a scheme using artificial intelligence to replicate her daughter's voice.
Most people in the modern age have some form of an online identity and have probably spoken in some way, in some aspect that's been recorded, especially if you're under the age of 25. So this becomes very, very challenging as we move into a future where we do have these AI generators or synthetic audio when it comes to verification and validation.
Experts caution anyone with the right software can clone voices in just a matter of seconds.
There's a lot of positive and exciting aspects about these technologies, but then of course they also come with a lot of risks and harms.
It's a good thing to remember, and experts say scammers who use voice cloning technology often find that audio on social media. So how do you protect yourself? Maybe keep your profile private on that setting that only allows you to approve who is accessing it. And also, if you're getting a call from an unfamiliar area code or an international number, that can be an immediate red flag. Guys.
All right, great advice here, Ariel. Thank you so much.
So he was my first thought. If it was Adrian, I was like, "Yo, you
keep his ass.
Keep him.
That's fine. I saved myself some money.
Keep him. Keep him." No, I'm kidding. If it was Stefan, I would say. Okay. No, but we had this discussion in our previous episode talking about the dangers of ChatGPT and using AI to do a lot of things called plagiarism and doing criminal acts of this manner. So it's very scary. Like if I would have got a phone call that sounded like either you or sounded like Adrian or something like that, I would be really scared. Like I would be like what is going on? I would have felt for it. 100%. I would be like, I ain't got no money. I don't have the money, but I would have for sure fell for it. 100%. Why are you closing your eyes like that?
I agree.
Why do you have to close your eyes like that? I feel like you go to sleep. I'm like, yo, you tired? I'm like, yo.
No.
But I'm just saying, like what are your thoughts about that? Like, that's very scary for a parent to hear that type of story.
It's scary. But a person that blocks unknown numbers, I don't pick up. My son could be in danger, and imagine he could be really kidnapped. If I don't know the number, I'm not picking it up. It goes straight to voicemail.
Yo.
That's my thoughts on that.
So you're saying if you would have never picked it up, you would have never known?
I would never know. You know, like I don't understand why she picked up an unknown phone number.
She literally just. Did you not hear the story? Her daughter was on a trip,
Right.
not in the same vicinity.
Okay, right, but why would she pick up that number?
Because she might have not had her phone on her. She might have used the hotel's phone or whatever. Like fake, bro. Like fake.
See, you and I are different because you pick up every phone number that calls you.
I do.
I don't. You just speak to
Then
who?
I will know
Speak the tone.
I will know if my children are in danger because I always pick up. And if I don't pick up, there's a good reason.
And I'll know when you text me.
I'm like, you didn't pick up. Like, why didn't you pick up?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know the number.
Like, seriously.
If they really want to get in touch with me, they will call multiple times.
Man.
Then I'll know if it's an emergency.
Man, please. Anyway, I want to talk about the next topic here. Talking about remarkable. Oh my God. You thought of that. It was a clever thought about it. So remarkable, meaning Meghan Markle, who's just recently stripped of her title. I don't know how true that is, but it seems to me that they have been causing controversy from the get. That's what it seems like to me. And the controversy is truly just her. She is not part of what they call the normal
circumstances of royalty.
You know, she doesn't fit in, and I think she's been a problem from the get. So for me to hear this, that she's been stripped of her title, has been long coming.
Like I said, I don't know what this hatred stems from. It could be she's not from royalty line.
She's not from a royalty
or it could
line.
be that she's half African American. You know, it could be many factors. You know, we won't never know the true factor.
Well, I mean, we could if they just spoke the truth about it. But I mean, she's But
I think didn't he write a book about it?
That's my thing. There's been many things that the documentaries and things like that. I haven't gone into that into those stories in particular, but just reading this and I'm just like, yo, just let her be. So now that with Queen Elizabeth with her recent passing, now the next in line is Prince not Prince anymore, King Charles now with his wife Camille. So now there's going to be a coronation. Everybody knows about coronation. I know about that because of Frozen, but it's a big celebration, a lot of gathering people.
Yeah, but like, I don't get why like they worried about her if she's nowhere near the succession line, in the line of succession to become Queen or King. Her and her husband. So this,
I don't know.
Royalty issues, royalty problems.
I mean, her kids are going to be following the line because those are his kids. They ain't nobody else's kids. They got two of them. They look exactly like them.
Yeah, but the oldest is the one that.
Of course,
it's always the oldest.
We understand that the age, dictates that. But what I'm saying is, it's like, yo, like, what that to me is just like the highest form of pettiness. Calling in Petty Penderson.
It says it has officially been banned.
See, I'm saying
from the guest list. Who cares? But don't they live in California? They live in California, bro. Like, just let me live, bro.
What do you mean? Who cares?
I'm pretty sure they don't care.
Who, them in particular?
Yeah.
But he's going by himself.
Oh, I wouldn't go. Hell no. If you ain't coming with me, I ain't going. Fuck my family. That's it.
Ave Maria.
If she can't go, we ain't going.
Because we're married.
Or if I can't go, she ain't going.
I'm not going. We come as a package.
Exactly.
But because of the lineage and things of that manner, it's just like, just pettiness. I don't know. But I mean, I'm pretty sure there's many family members that have dealt with this, that people that haven't gone to weddings or people that haven't been invited to birthday parties or sweet 16s of that matter because they had a fallout or something went down. Be like, you ain't going, I ain't going. Like, you're no longer invited. That happens. There's no different for royalty. Mm-hmm. It's no different. But you look like you could care less.
I could care less. Doesn't affect me. It's not affecting me. So,
so coming to our last issue of our live session is the sad story of a 16-year-old who was shot in Kansas City. So just a short synopsis. There was the 16-year-old named Raphael Yaw, and he went to go pick up younger siblings, I believe at a neighbor's house or one of the friends that was watching them or another family member. So apparently he went to the wrong address, and whoever was behind the door shot him through the door window and then opened the door and shot him again. I have no words. Like, why is it that we're shooting people through the window, like through the door?
Right.
Well, what if it was the mailman? What if it was an Amazon package that needed to come or whatever? But the thing is, because the owner was 84 years old and he was, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know, like, what would be the reasoning for that? Did he feel threatened that somebody rang the doorbell? Did he feel fear for his life because somebody knocked at the door? I'm just trying to figure out what exactly is the premise of the story. So we have a video if you wanna
watch the video.
Yeah, there's a video here talking about that, and I'm just trying to figure out what was the story, but, like, there's a lot of racial connotation to it, but I don't know.
The Kansas City community protesting on Sunday after 16-year-old Ralph Yarl was shot as he was trying to pick up his siblings last week. Police say Yarl accidentally went to the wrong address where he was shot and seriously wounded by the homeowner. Officers arrived at the scene after a neighbor called 911 and took the homeowner immediately into custody.
Our heart goes out to the juvenile victim, and more than anything, to make sure that this child and this child's family knows that there are people working hard, a number of people working hard to make sure there is justice for this person.
The homeowner, who has not been identified, was released after 24 hours pending further investigation.
He was currently
The police department
identified.
says they're waiting to obtain a formal statement from the victim and further forensic evidence.
I want everyone to know that I'm listening, and I understand the concern that we are receiving from the community. The information that we have now, it does not say that it's racially motivated. That's still an active investigation. But as a chief of police, I do recognize the racial components of this case. Mm-hmm. I do recognize and understand the community's concern.
Yarl's aunt says her nephew loves music and is a section leader in his marching band. She says his goal is to attend Texas A&M University to study chemical engineering. Civil rights attorneys Lee Merritt and Benjamin Crump are representing the victim and his family and demanding swift action, and are calling the shooting horrendous and unjustifiable.
As a mother of 3 children, this enrages me.
And protesters gathering Sunday outside the home where Yarl was shot, demanding justice.
He is alive. He is healing. Yes. So I just want to tell you thank you for being here, because my nephew is alive.
Yo. Insane.
Now, the homeowner was placed on a 24-hour hold. This is
So now they did identify him. I have the link there if you have a chance to open up that link. I believe it's the first one. Yeah. That it talks about, no, that's the first reel. No, I want to talk about the other one. There's another one that I have there. I think it's the third one, yeah. Yeah, Clay County prosecutor. Yep. Yo. Crazy. So apparently they're trying to do a felony charge for the older gentleman. He's 84 years old. All right, here's my thoughts on that. He might have been senile, right? He might not know what's going on. I'm not trying to defend him, but I'm just saying this could lead to some things to that extent. He's 85 years old. My man probably don't know no better. He probably just look at him. Just look at him.
Man, look mad grumpy, yo.
He looks just grumpy. He looks like he mad with life. He's just mad in general. I'm just saying. Like, so this gentleman, his name is what is his name? Andrew D. Lester.
Yeah.
So the suspect, Andrew D. Lester, 85-year-old white man, has now been charged with count of assault in the first degree with potential punishment up to life in prison and 1 count of
He ain't gonna do no time.
He ain't gonna do no time.
We know that for a fact.
He 85 years old. My man is going.
It was the other way around. My man gonna do life, but he ain't gonna do life.
He ain't gonna do life. He's gonna croak. He's gonna croak before you know it. Look at him. Crazy. Just crazy. And now that the thing now is that this young boy, he's gonna have to deal with that. He's not gonna be able to live down the fact that he was gunned down
just for knocking on the door.
Just for knocking on the door. Like, he was just there. He literally went to the wrong address. That happens. That happens. I don't understand how is it that it was totally uncalled for, unjustifiable, as they said. Now with representation from the lawyers, they're gonna go in.
They're gonna try to take whatever they can.
They're gonna take up for everything he got or whatever he don't got. So it's just insane. It's just insane that it comes to this point. Like, as a parent, it's just like, if I send you to your friend's house or whatever, like you want to go to your friend's house, you want to hang out, and you go to the wrong address, it can literally happen. It's not insane to think that you can't go to somebody else's house and it just be a mistake. It's not that big of a deal.
Right.
It's really not that big of a deal. But guys, tell us in the comments. Tell us what's going on. What do you guys want to talk about on the live sessions? We want to invite you to come onto the live sessions. If you think there's an issue that we should talk about, let us know in the comments. Let us know. Email us at table44podcasters@gmail.com. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook,
Instagram.
I don't know about TikTok.
We're on TikTok too.
We're on TikTok. So I don't know how that's gonna all pan out, but we don't live in the state of Montana, or is it? Yeah, Montana. So it hasn't been.
I don't plan
bad.
on going there either, so we're good.
Yeah.
We don't plan on going there. We don't plan on going there.
But if you guys don't forget to follow, like, and share on all social media platforms. And guys, don't forget that we have so many things going on. We want to talk about a quick project. If you want to talk about it real quick.
Which one?
The one we're doing production stuff.
Yeah, I'm recently. Well, long story short, my brother and his other.
Can you open your eyes, or is it the lighting?
I think it's the lighting, because I'm like,
the lighting must be so bright, it's making you close your eyes. Because that usually doesn't happen. Like, your eyes look like this, like you sleeping the whole entire time. I think the lighting.
It's a little too bright.
It's a little too bright for you.
Well, these are new lights, so I'm like.
That's what I'm saying. We're working.
I'm not used to these.
We're working with new lights, and they're like really bright, like photographer lights. They're like huge.
Yeah, there's spotlights.
Yeah, so I'm like, now it makes sense. Like, now why your eyes are closed. It's like
I'm looking at the screen.
Your eyes are completely closed. It looks like you're sleeping the whole entire time. I literally think it's because of the new lights.
Yeah,
because
so
you're like this. It's like when you tell me to go put on glasses when I go outside.
Yeah, I should put on my glasses. It's around here somewhere, but yeah, whatever.
But
here you go. It's right in front of me. Oh, there you go. That's better.
Man,
I'm about to go wrangle some deer.
Oh my Lord, you in that hat?
So getting back to the getting back to this news. My brother asked me to help him produce and edit his podcast. So they're starting him and his fellow. It's him, his wife.
Wedding creatives.
It's him and his wife and another team of wedding creatives, wedding photographers. They decided to create a podcast. It's called Focused AF Podcast. So it pretty much involves all of them talking about the ins and outs of the industry. They've been very successful, these two couples, and they want to give back to the community, and they realize there's not a platform for this kind of outlet on podcasting, because when they see other photography podcasts, it's more like just talking about the pictures and stuff like that, but not more in depth of informational.
Get the behind the scenes.
Get behind the scenes. So it's
the team.
Yeah. So the last couple of weeks I've been helping them record. I've been editing and producing their shows lately. We're down to 3. We already got 3 episodes, and the trailer's out on Spotify now.
Yep.
Focus AF podcast. Focus.AF podcast. So it's a very interesting dynamic. It's gonna be fun, and I'm having fun doing it. And I hope you guys go check them out. I guess we'll put the link in the description.
Yeah.
So check out the trailer. The trailer's pretty good. I produced it, and I did the final edits, and should be good.
Should be fun.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Guys, we want to thank you for coming on with the live sessions with the podcast. If you guys have any comments, any questions, if you want to be a guest on the live sessions, if you want to come with us, hang out with us, chill with us, let us know. We want to go with it. Guys, have an amazing day, and we will see you on the next one.